Okay, 2 cards. All right. So we have the King of Swords right here. We have the 5 of Swords right here, an energy of change, which makes sense when we have a new beginning. We have change occurring. Okay. I think it goes like this. I'm just taking these energies for you, Sag. I feel like I want to get one more. 2 of Cups. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay, so Sagittarius. It looks like with this 3 of Winter, this is a card that is indicative of some heartache, right? So it looks like during the recent past, I would imagine there has been some heartache going into this particular time frame, and it's really encouraging you. You know, whenever you do have that sense of loss and sadness, that you not isolate too much, and you reach out to others, to your loved ones, to help support you and nurture you during this time, if that's what you're feeling. Of course, sometimes we want to be alone to experience our sadness or pain. But sometimes, it veers into depression and getting really into self-pity if we spend too long in there. And so that's why it's nice to be able to reach out to the loved ones and lean on them a little bit during, whenever you're feeling that. So bear that in mind, Sag. But it looks like this heartache, whatever this is leading you to a feeling of being newly inspired, newly passionate. This has all the potential for something really, really delightful coming in for you, Sagittarius. It's beautiful energy. It's very inspired energy, and it's like surging up within you. It's like your heart was injured. Feels like but then within you, you're getting that seed of your fiery nature, and you're pulling it forth, and you're like, you know what? But it's going to lead me to something even more passionate, even more creative, even more inspired in love, feeling like that. And you're kind of undergoing this little transformation based on, the loss, right? And so we have these butterflies, symbolizing transformation. I'm really drawn to this gray rabbit down here always, which makes me feel like it could be really fruitful, whatever it is that you're cooking up here, Sag. The text of this card says, it's time to take action, be fearless, and happily pursue your most treasured dreams and amazing career opportunities. But for you, because this is a love reading, I feel like it's you just beginning to find yourself again. So whatever happened here, I feel like you're beginning to rediscover who you really are in love. But it does look like there is a period of where you're a little bit feeling not your most confident self. Like, you feel this surge of potential here, but you're still kind of have this in your energetic field. That's okay. It takes time sometimes to recover when our heart has been hurt. Take all the time you need, Sagittarius. There's no rush here. It does say it's time to take action, and you may feel inspired to take action. But if you also feel like just being sad a little longer, that's okay too. You can't really do it wrong. But this is encouraging you to kind of take a look, though, at why you're feeling a lack of self-confidence, because this fairy is feeling a lack of self-confidence. She feels she can't get to shore, but truly all she has to do is hop off that iceberg, and she's free and clear. So, just make sure that, the confidence that you are lacking or feeling the lack of isn't just an illusion because your heart was hurt. We all get hurt in love. There's no escaping it. And so then we have this playfulness card. I just love this card for you, and it goes so beautifully with this Ace of Spring energy. I'll show you side by side. It's all about that sense of play and joy and inspiration that occurs, when something's just beginning. This again, the aces are new beginnings, right? A new beginning in love that feels very passionate and inspired. It has potential for that. I'm not seeing any court cards except down here, which there's a King of Swords. It could be an air sign coming in, but in the Tarot Sexual Magic, for me, that they don't necessarily indicate particular individuals like a court card would for me in the other decks, but I'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, so this playfulness card, right? To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And it's just about allowing yourself to go back to the newness, right? To being in the childlike wonder of passion and creativity. And so if you're feeling some heartache, allow yourself to as best as possible to remember what it's like to be in love in the beginning, and if you want to go back in time. A lot of times when we go back in time, our ego will step in right away and be like, okay, then why don't I have it now? And it's like, oh shoot, I shouldn't have been in this place of reminiscing, because now my ego got all involved, and now my ego's like, yeah, okay, but look, it's not here now. So, it kind of does that to you. So a lot of times that's why we want to be as present as possible, because even if we find that we're reminiscing, oftentimes, our egos will step in to judge us and say, well, why don't you have it now, kind of thing. So just, be aware of that. But what I guess my point really is with the playfulness card here for you, Sag, is just allow yourself to be like playful, like a child, and be in wonderment of love, and a little bit of distance from the past, and just say, wow, look at me, I'm learning about love, and and it hurts sometimes, but also it's really wonderful. And allow yourself to kind of play and go outside and do whatever it is that you like to do, Sagittarius, to kick up your heels and have fun. And then we have this reconciliation card, right underneath the Ace of Spring. New potential, right? So someone from your past is returning to your life. There's a very, very strong possibility during this time period for you, Sagittarius, that someone from your past may be returning. There's a lot of potential with this person. It may be someone that you were with romantically, or maybe it's just someone that you used to know. But there's a lot of potential for passion and creativity and inspired lovemaking, I'll say, with this person. It can also indicate, Sagittarius, that it's an energetic pattern that you are going back to. So just bear that in mind, and make sure that if it is an energetic pattern that is resurfacing in your life, make sure that it's one that is in alignment with who you know yourself to be now, because that is what has the potential, right? The new, evolved, the wiser, more playful pattern is what's kind of being called for. But it feels to me like it could be an individual. And if it is an individual coming forth, there may be this fear and worry with this lack of self-confidence that it's going to happen, right? Is it going to happen? Am I ever going to find love? I got hurt and I put myself out there, and now I feel terrible. And so those kind of thoughts go with this kind of, this card, the energy of this card. But here we have the very soon card. So your guides and angels are telling you right here so nicely and comfort, with a lot of comfort for you, that very soon, Sagittarius, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I feel like this goes back to the energetic pattern I was talking about. It's because you may be thinking, well, I know what I want. I want love, blah, blah, blah. I want this person, right? But really what it's saying is, what do you want? So, decide what you want in terms of how you want to be in love. The pattern that you represented, the pattern that you played out in love. Make sure that you're clear on how you want to be in love. Not so much the laundry list that you might have for your partner, although I don't think it's ever necessarily a good idea to have a laundry list. But make sure that you are in alignment with who you want to be in a relationship. It's kind of being called for here. Okay, and then we have the Five of Swords energy, this idea of change happening, leaving behind stuff from the past, goes with that Three of Winter energy, cutting away old stuff, moving forward. We have this King of Swords energy, so it could be an air sign coming forward at play here. Could also be somebody it could just be, it could be an air sign. It could just be someone, either yourself or someone you're with, just feeling very settled, feeling very mature. Like, whenever we go through heartache, we can't help but grow. And so maybe this person, this male figure here, this King of Swords, feels very much like settled into who he is, right? But he hasn't really dealt with everything yet, because there's this figure back here kind of lurking. And it could be, a mother figure. It could be an ex-love, whatever, ex-wife. Excuse me, Sagittarius. I've been doing a lot of talking today. So just, this is just kind of, for me, it feels a little bit cautionary. Like, just make sure that you've dealt with your stuff, right? This reconciliation, also referring to that pattern. Make sure you've dealt with your stuff. But what's really, really lovely, Sagittarius, is we have this Two of Cups, Two of Chalices energy. This idea of sharing, of one-on-one time, of reciprocity, giving and receiving. It's really, really lovely energy for you here. And it feels like it goes with this Ace of Spring and the very soon energy and the reconciliation. There's some really, really beautiful energies here for you, Sagittarius. So don't be too deterred by the heartache, and also the any kind of feelings of lack of confidence or kind of shaky feeling that you have, like, I don't think I'm ready to put myself back out there again. I don't know if I want to do it. Or if this person comes back in and you're like, I don't know, it's like whatever happened in the past, or either with this person or just with yourself. I don't know if it's a new person coming in or not, or just the person who caused you heartache coming back in. Let me get 3 cards on it and just see if I can